Formula One teams spend hundreds of millions of dollars building the fastest machines on Earth and still lose races because they're terrified of their own team radios. Take the Dutch Grand Prix. Ferrari showed up with a massive upgrade package, 5 new parts reshaping the floor, the diffuser, and the beam wing to claw back lost downforce. On paper, it should have delivered a double podium. Instead, the pit wall collapsed into silence, confusion, and a missed opportunity. The car had genuine race pace. It was the team that broke down. And it proved something simple. A faster car can't save you if your drivers are racing blind. At Zandvoort, by lap 41, Lewis Hamilton was flying on fresher hard tires, closing in fast on his teammate Charles Leclerc. He begged the team to swap positions so he could hunt down the final podium spot. Ferrari said no. Their plan was already in motion. Pit Leclerc the very next lap, and the position would clear itself. Smart plan. One fatal flaw. Nobody told the drivers. That single silent decision didn't just cost Hamilton 2 seconds. It exposed a communication problem that's haunted Maranello for years, and one that's about to be tested at the worst possible moment, their home race, Monza. Because Leclerc had no idea how urgent things were behind him, he did what any elite racer would do. He pushed back. When Ferrari called him into the pits, he refused to come in. He knew George Russell had pitted 2 laps earlier, and he wanted to hold out longer to build a tire offset, fresher rubber to attack Russell late in the race. So Leclerc stayed out an extra lap. Hamilton was stuck behind him, losing nearly 2 full seconds. Seconds that ended up costing him any real shot at defending his position late in the race. So why didn't Ferrari just explain the plan over the radio? Because they were more afraid of rival teams listening in than of their own drivers being confused. They chose silence over the risk of a leaked strategy, and paid for it anyway. Hamilton was left wondering why his request got denied. Leclerc was left blindsided by a rushed call he didn't understand. This is the classic Ferrari paradox. The strategy wasn't the problem. The tire management was genuinely sharp. The execution is what fell apart, because nobody was talking. Just look across the paddock at Mercedes to see how it's supposed to work. At the same race, Mercedes had to pull off their own high-stakes team order, asking George Russell to let his teammate Kimi Antonelli through, sacrificing 3 championship points in the process. 2 drivers fighting for a title, and 0 drama. Why? Because Mercedes doesn't hide from the radio. Before the lights even went out, both drivers already knew the plan. The Constructors' Championship came first, and every tire and strategy scenario had already been mapped out. So when Russell pushed back briefly on the radio, he still let Antonelli by immediately, because he trusted the process and understood the bigger picture. It was a masterclass in operational discipline. Meanwhile, Ferrari, whose drivers aren't even in title contention, couldn't manage a simple swap without a full-blown crisis. To be fair, Ferrari has improved under Fred Vasseur. They're bolder, more aggressive, and a long way from the chaotic clown strategy era under Mattia Binotto. We saw that boldness pay off in Barcelona, where an aggressive call handed Hamilton a brilliant win. But consistency is still their ghost. When the car is fast, the operation looks sharp. The moment things get tight, they overcompensate, take unnecessary risks, and stop talking. Next up, Monza. Judgment Day for Maranello. Ferrari is bringing a major engine upgrade to close the straight-line speed gap to Mercedes and Red Bull powertrains.
The Dutch Grand Prix already proved the point. You can build the most powerful engine on the grid, and it won't matter if your pit wall is too scared to talk to your drivers. If Ferrari wants to win on home soil, they need to fix their radios before they fix their engines. So if you enjoyed this breakdown, or if you've ever screamed at a radio call that made 0 sense, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because we'll be right back here after Monza to see if Ferrari finally learned how to use a walkie-talkie. Take care.